Welcome to Paperthreads Cutter Vision Tutorials. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to use the pen tool and the cutting tool at the same time. For the pen tool, I'm going to go ahead and use a glue pen. So because of that, I want to go ahead and move the roller on the front over to the side near my pinch wheel roller so that it doesn't rub on my material as my pen tool goes across and smear any ink. Once that's rolled over, I can go ahead and load my mat. When I load my mat, you'll notice that I load the mat so that the material is near the wheels on the side there, but where I have a big enough gap for my cut so that the wheels are not over the cut area, therefore it won't smear my ink as it moves through. I'm using a glue pen, and so I'm going to go ahead and insert that glue pen into my pen tool and insert that into my machine. When I insert it into my machine, I want to make sure that nothing is dragging on the material that I'm cutting. So I want to make sure I lift that up high enough so that there is no dragging whatsoever. And then go ahead and turn my machine on, and my blade carriage will move back to its origin position. Then I'm going to look at my file here, and you'll notice that on my file, I have two different layers, the outside layer and the inside layer. I'm going to use the pen tool with the inside layer only, so I'm going to show that layer, and then go to the Zing tool. Turn off my offset, go to WYSIWYG mode, and set my blade origin. I'm going to move my blade origin so that it's just over this top of the paper. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want to make sure that that my laser clears where the rubber wheels are. Once it's all in place, I click Finished. Go ahead and move my force down to something under 30, and I want to do a slower cut speed, so I'm going to go ahead and use 9, and then click on Cut Project. And you'll notice that the pen is moving across the surface, and I have no wheels or anything in the way so that there's no smearing on my material. Okay, now that our glue pen is done, I'm going to go ahead and remove that out and switch it with the blade so that I can do the outside layer. My blade is already preset for this material at the right depth, so all I need to do now is place my blade in and make sure that it's not dragging against my material and I have enough punch room for it to cut down through the material. With that in place, I go back to the software, and this time I'm going to turn off my inside layers by clicking on the eye and opening up my shadow layer instead, and go back to the cut menu. In the cut menu, I turn my offset back on, and I go to my set blade changes, and this time I'm going to go to use last, and what you'll see is my blade moved over to the last starting position. I go ahead and increase my force for my material and click on Cut Project. Okay, now that my blade is done cutting, I'm going to go ahead and remove my blade holder from the machine, turn the power off the machine, release my levers to remove my mat, and then I want to go ahead and move my blade carriage over towards the middle so I can put that rubber wheel right back into its slot. I'm going to slide that very carefully, slip it into the slot, make sure everything's in place, and then my machine is ready to go for next time. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to my project and add my glitter. So I'm going to remove my project from the cutting mat. And when I remove it, I have to be very careful because there is glue on it, and if I touch that glue, I could smear it. So I want to gently remove everything from the mat and then remove the piece itself from there. I can't add my glue while it's on there or I'll get glitter all over my cutting mat. With that removed, I go ahead and take my glitter, and I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some glitter on top of my project. I pour a generous amount of glitter on there because I want to make sure every surface is covered, and then I also lightly press on it with a finger or a spatula tool to make sure that glitter is pressed into place where the glue is. When that's all done, I go ahead and gently lift this up again and then tap off any excess glitter on my material. And there you go, that's the finished project with some glitter on it. Here are the items that I used again for this project. I used my cardstock, a glue pen, some glitter, the pen tool, and the Klic-N-Kut Zing blade holder. We hope that you found this tutorial useful. You can find more tutorials at our website at www.paperthreadsblog.com. Thank you.